we seem to be inching towards getting these tax cuts, call it tax overhaul, whatever you like. The market, though, seems to be completely divorced from anything that's happening down in D.C. That's the consensus view. There's a lot of people that say otherwise. What's yours?
Look, I think we're in a range here as we try to figure out what's going to go on here. Everyone wants lower taxes, but the bill that the House has put forth, it really doesn't do the job here. There's a concern about raising deficits. It raises the deficit, but by too much, and that so much so that the Senate cannot pass this bill, has its own bill. That exchange we saw between Senators Brown and Hatch was really interesting. I'll say this publicly. Shame on you, Senator Hatch. You guys forced through a bill in the dark. It didn't allow things to happen. If you really want to make this bill work, you should do something along the lines of tying corporate tax cuts to higher wages. That's what's going to work. Trickle down. We don't believe it. We don't trust it. The market, like you said, Jonathan, seems to be giving this a pass for now. Earnings are good. Data's good. And there's a lot to say here. Personally, I'm trading a range here until we get out of this jam. And that's really the game that we're playing institutionally here, is to say, tactically, let's trade this against the psychology. Let's keep going with it. And let's see how this evolves.
Interesting point on the markets. I want to take the bond market side here. If you look at the chart I brought along here, this is the inflation-adjusted curve. And you can see inside the ovals, the green line is where we are now. The yellow line was 2 months ago, that the 5-year has moved more than the 10-year. And the reason for this, Jim Vogel of FTN pointing this out this morning, is the market is looking at this package and saying the effects are going to be over the next 2 to 3 years. And after that, people adjust their spending patterns, and you don't get anything in the out years. The economy just continues along. So the market's looking at this and saying we got to move in the short run, but we don't have to look at longer run, because this is taking out inflation.